Hey guys, welcome back to the Groom's Room, where the wedding isn't just about the bride, but it's about the groom too. We are here in downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. Gonna check out a really cool spot for maybe a bachelor party, or perhaps a place for you and your guys to hang out the morning or afternoon before your wedding. It's called Classic Arcade Pinball Museum, where, just like the name suggests, you've got a lot of pinball machines, you've got a lot of arcade games, a lot of classic retro arcade games. But before we get there, we want to talk to you guys about spring wedding. And there are a lot of specific things about spring weddings that most people don't take into account.
Daylight savings time. When you think about your timeline, since you're going to be having a spring forward moment, think about that sunset. It's going to be moving around. It's going to be getting later in the day.
Yeah, so basically the time the sun sets right now is probably not going to be the same time your sun is setting on your wedding day. So when you're working through your timeline, you're talking to your photographer, your videographer, take that into consideration. Get on Google, type sunset, the time, and your city. Another thing to consider is weather. Well, not just weather, but
the effects of the changing seasons.
Allergies.
Pollen. You gotta watch that white dress.
Well, and the black tuxedo.
So have one of those lint rollers handy. Maybe think about where you're gonna be in the venue and save some of those like field shots for the last part of your day when you're okay getting a little bit dirtier.
Also in the spring, you've got rain could pop up at any given moment.
And it could be 30 degrees, it could be 70 degrees.
Yeah, March wedding. I think we had snow in March when you're here.
Yeah.
So. And finally, the third thing you need to keep in mind if you are planning a spring wedding is all the popular and good and the best vendors are going to get booked up very quickly. So when you pop the question to your bride, you guys need to get on the ball and start booking those vendors.
By the end of spring, pretty much my entire year is booked out.
Even before you book your venue, it's okay to contact a photographer and videographer for us and just say, hey, I'm wanting to get married, sometime between this date and this date. I'm talking to 3 different venues right now. Which of those days are you available? All right, well, it looks like we're here, so we're going to step out and talk to some of the folks here at the Classic Arcade Pinball Museum.
I want to warn you, I am a tilt master.
We're going to go in there and talk about what tilt actually means. So come along with us. So we're here with Walt at the Classic Arcade Pinball Museum, Chattanooga, Tennessee. And Walt, why pinball?
I would say pinball is one of the most intuitive and approachable games out there. You can be 9 years old, you can be 90 years old, and all you need is 2 buttons. At the core, it's a pretty simple game. Just keep the ball going. On top of that, there is such a rich history.
It used to be illegal. Now, why was pinball illegal in the United States?
Early 40s, Mayor LaGuardia of New York was basically out to get anything that was gambling. You could win free games, you could win free balls, and maybe they would cash you out, or maybe the bartender would give you money for that. And from there, it kind of became almost like a bad boy thing. It just went behind closed doors.
There seems to be a common theme that appeals towards men, I guess?
Yeah. They have a saying in pinball that good artwork on the back glass will attract the patron or the player, and then a good game will keep them playing. So it was all about that artwork on the back glass. It was all about getting eye-catching, sometimes being a little notorious.
But as I walk through, I hear not so much the newer pinball machines, but the old clink, 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 clink. And it's almost like walking into a time machine. These pinball machines that were made before I was born, when I hear them or play them, I'm taken back to that time.
It's like sensory overload. You can see it, you can hear it, but you can also feel it. And I really feel like that's something that you lose today with modern video games. The sounds, the chimes, the artwork, and that ball bouncing around, that will transform you to another time period.
This might as well be a time machine, to me. Your facility, you can rent it out for it. Tell me about that.
It's $295, and you get 2 hours, all unlimited free play as much as you want. That's good for up to 20 people.
So it sounds like they could come in the morning of the wedding or the evening before. Okay, that's it for this episode of the Groom's Room. I want to thank Walt with the Classic Arcade Pinball Museum here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And Walt, tell the audience to not forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you next time.